And welcome back here to Lions Stadium. I believe we finally got everything worked out, Charlie. Want to apologize to our listeners for that. We're having some difficulties there and weather and everything, but I think we've got things worked out now. I think one of the problems was our coach's report. We had that tape at the station, and they couldn't get it to play, so we weren't able to hear what was going on here. But we're back on the air now, I believe, and once again, the captains are meeting at the center of the field, Charlie, and if you'll look at that.
Okay, Mike, we got number 45, John Poole, number 4, Fred Boynes, number 5, Brian Brown, and 71, Matt Appleton is the 4 co-captains tonight. They're meeting with officials and the co-captains from Nacogdoches, as we got about 4.5 minutes away from game time here, about the game clock. Could not have the national anthem due to the weather because we don't have any bands in the stands. Henderson cheerleaders and supporters sang the school song a few minutes ago, so I think all we need is a coin toss, and we're about ready to play football.
And once again, there is the coin toss. Our referee tonight is Mr. Terry Edwards, and his crew is out of the East Texas chapter. And I believe, what did he say, Nacogdoches had won the toss and declined their option?
That's right. Nacogdoches won it, and they had declined, so that means we get the football if we want it or the win.
He's talking now to the Henderson captains, and to see what they have to say about that. Coach Alexander is pointing to the south. I'm not saying if he wants to take the win the first quarter or what he's going to do here, but they're discussing that.
I hope they talked about it before they went out there. I'm sure they did. So Nacogdoches has declined, and they will kick off because we took the ball after they declined, so they have the option in the second half. So Nacogdoches will be kicking off and defending the south goal to our right, and the Lions will be receiving down at the north end.
Once again, I want to apologize for our technical difficulties there. I think we're back on the air now, and unless we hear otherwise, we're going to assume we are.
We've got a pretty good crowd here, Mike.
Pretty good crowd coming in. Nacogdoches has a few fans on the far side over there, and just absolutely, dismal weather. But you got to play in the elements, and that happens, and that's just part of the game. As
I wish I had my video camera because I've been watching people come up here and put their umbrellas on in their rain suits. And Damon Bishop failed 3 times trying to put on a rain suit a while ago. Looked around and didn't think anybody saw him, but everybody knows about it now.
Well, Charlie, even though we won we had the option, I believe we're going to kick off with the win here. As I see Clayton Kirsch teeing that football up.
You're exactly right. So whenever team will explain that to the listeners that Nacogdoches won the toss, so they declined to the second half. So that meant we had our choice. So we could have taken the ball or the win, as I said. We have decided to take the win and kick the ball from left to right, from north to south. So we will kick off to start the ball game and make them play some offense first, and hopefully that we can get a good field position here early in the ball game. So Coach Alexander, that tells you one thing. He thinks that our defense is going to play some football tonight, because anytime you take the ball first, that means that you think you can stop them and play some field position early. In a game like this, in a weather like this, field position is very, very important.
Clayton Kirsch back to kick the football. Barry Whitaker back there deep, along with number 22, Raphael Fowler, and I can't see who the gentleman is on the far side. As again, we've got a window closed tonight, and we've got water all over it. So even though we're closer to the field, it's still difficult to see sometimes.
I couldn't wait to get back home for our open window. If this rain comes in, we can't open it
on us.
But we'll do the best we can to tell you what's happening.
All righty. Clayton Kirsch's kick. It is up. It is deep. Going to be caught by Fowler at about the 5-yard line. He's back to the 10, to the 15.
Good tackle.
Good tackling there, number 84, Jake Poole down there, Charlie.
Good job by Jake. It's a pretty high kick. Not very deep, but real high. And old Jake was the first one down there, and he went through they set a wedge up the middle, but Jake found a crease in that wedge and went in and made a solo tackle by himself, start the ball game off. And the ball's right on the 20. That's as good as kicking the ball in the end zone.
So the first play from scrimmage now, 11:52 on the clock, as the Dragons come out in their double wing formation, I believe. Yep, let's see, number 8, Rico Harris is the quarterback. James Rogers is the fullback. Fowler and Bennett at the running back positions. Long count, looking around, maybe changing the play. And now they're going to call a timeout just to start the ball game, or do we have a penalty on the play?
Well, the side judge up here blew the whistle. I think they might have moved. No, he called a timeout. He sure did.
Called the timeout, so we'll be back after this commercial timeout. And Charlie, they took it back real quick and they were running a play, and Nacogdoches made second, about 3 yards, second down and 7. Harris is under again, looking around in that double wing. And there's movement and flags on the field. And I don't know if the Nacogdoches guard pulled or Henderson shot off sides, but they'll discuss that.
Very long snap count the first time and that time, and I'm not for sure who moved either. But the defensive linemen are going to have to get used to that long count. Evidently, he's either changing the play or calling some kind of color. I think we jumped first.
Yeah, it looked like one of our interior linemen jumped and caused their guy to go off sides, and the offside Henderson will be the call.
Coach Alexander out there about halfway to the hash mark wants an explanation.
Second down and 2 now. Ball spotted near the 29-yard line, looks like, maybe near the 28. Here the Nacogdoches Dragons out of the huddle now. Harris is the quarterback. Rogers the fullback. The down the line option now goes throw out here. It's got a man wide open, number 16. He's to the 40, to the 30, down to the 20, down to the 10, and let's see, into the end zone for the score. At that time, they just ran the fake the option, threw to the wide receiver coming down the field. I believe that was number
15,
15, I believe. That would have been their split in Wesley Hanna.
He got behind their safety real quick, and it just wasn't a very long pass, about an 8-10-yard pass, just a little lob, but we were playing the run, and he got behind us, and once he caught the football, we never could catch him.
So at 10:52 here, that was a 71-yard pass, I believe, from the 29-yard line, and Doches are on the board. Number 10, Miller or McClowler will quick tip the extra point. It is up, and it is no good. So
that's good.
It is good. So with our scores 7-0 in favor of the Dragons, we'll be back after this commercial timeout. Charlie, hadn't been no lightning in the sky, but there was lightning on the field that time as Hanna took a 71-yard pass from his quarterback for the touchdown for the Dragons.
I'll tell you what set that up, Mike. The penalty. Made it 3rd and 2, or second and two. Had nothing to lose. They went for all of it, and it came out real good for them.
Miller's kick going deep. Fred Bowens touches the ball. It goes through his hands, going to roll into the end zone. Now, he can down it in there. He's taking a smart move. As I think last week we saw one of the league players try to run that out. But, again, that was more of a line drive kick, went through Fred's hands. And now the Lions will come out, and they will take possession on their own 20-yard line with 10:43 to go here in their first quarter.
Well, big play for the Dragons there as they took that ball and, like I say, on 2nd and 2 after a 5-yard penalty on the Lions, they went all for broke and came up with a big 6 points. So we trail 7-0.
Okay, we're in the offset eye right now. Brian Brown at tailback, Bo Page at the fullback. Here's Brown up to the line of scrimmage and knocked down in there by the nose guard. Gain of maybe 2 yards on the play as Octavius Garrett made that tackle. And now Cody Kerr coming into the ballgame. Sophomore we brought up off the JV. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Lions.
2 boys we brought up this week, Jeremy Sears and Cody Kerr.
Here's Adams to the line of scrimmage now. We're in the wing, this side, the offset eye. And the pitch with the sweep coming to Brian Brown. Cuts back up in the middle, and he's going to be really pounded in there by number 67, the defensive tackle, Joseph Williams, 225-pound senior, after a pickup of about 3 yards maybe. So it's going to be 3rd down and 5.
Well, we're going to have to handle those defensive tackles on the sweep. They cannot make the play like that. And he made the play instead of a linebacker. I figured a linebacker, but it's a tackle. So we got a tough 3rd and 7 right here. 3rd and 6.
Ball spotted near the 25-yard line. Wing to this side, Jeremy Costello. And here's the quick hitter back to Bo Page, and practically no gain on that play as the Dragons defense steps in. I believe number 90, the nose guard, Garrett again on the initial contact. We'll call it no gain, bringing up 4th down and a little over 5, forcing the Lions into a punting situation as Shannon Cox will coming to the game now. And dropping deep for the Golden Dragons will be number 16, Earl Morris. Again, the Lions are dressed in all solid blue tonight, wearing their blue pants, and the Dragons, gold pants, white jerseys, and gold helmets. Waiting on the snap. Here it is. Pretty good rush. He gets it off. And it's going to hit about the 45, down to the 40, 37, 36, and it's going to roll and be blown dead as Scott Goodwin touches the ball to kill it. So the Dragons will take over in a little bit better field position on their 2nd possession of the night.
9:22 left in the first quarter, Mike. The Dragons, if you tune in late, scored early on the first possession on a 71-yard pass play off the option from quarterback Harris to the wide receiver Hanna. So as the 2nd possession starts for the Dragons, they'll take over, as you said, on the 36-yard line. 1st and 10. The rain still coming down pretty hard.
Pretty hard right now. You can kind of see the sheets blowing across the field as the wind is blowing. The Dragons are going into the wind. Up to the line of scrimmage now, Harris. And the double wing. Long count, man in motion. Looking to pass again. He's getting a rush in there and going to be tackled. Now he pitches the ball on the far side, but a whole host of the Lions gets there, and there's going to be a loss on the play, I believe, as I see Derek McGee, I see Junior Anthony, and Justin Jackson all coming off that pile.
Well, we had a good defense on that play. We had the quarterback stopped. He had no chance to carry the football, and we also had some people on the pitch man, so he decided to pitch the ball. That's pretty dangerous. We're going to get one of those in a minute. I tell you, this kind of weather, pitching the ball that wide, it's really dangerous. But they've done a good job so far, but the Lions were there to make the play. So
we'll call it a loss of 1 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 11 as the Dragons are out of the huddle again. They're in that double wing formation that Coach Kenny Wheaton runs. Harris under center. Here's the snap. He's looking back to pass again, and he's going to throw deep again. Got a man down here. There's incidental contact, but no flag is going to be called, or penalty called, as that time Chris Redwine was back on the coverage as Hanna was trying to run the post pattern, and they ran together, Charlie, but there was no flag.
No, I'm sure glad there wasn't, because sometimes those referees, if they see contact, they will throw that flag. And well, I'll tell you what, Nacogdoches put that ball up twice already, so they're testing their secondary. Do we have a penalty on the play? They're talking to...
Well, they're talking. I didn't see a flag, and let's see. Holding is going to be the call against the Golden Dragons, as Terry Edwards, our referee, says. Again, our officiating crew is out of the Longview chapter.
Longview chapter, okay.
Yeah, this crew has called quite a few games for us before, and Mr. Terry Edwards is the referee. All right, 2nd down and 21 now. Dragons to the line of scrimmage. They have twins set on the far side, 2 receivers. Man in motion to this side, and looks like the midline option, and he just stopped in there real quick as like Brett Mitchell, amongst others I couldn't see here, Charlie.
The entire middle of that line, Brett Mitchell and Isaiah Allen and the linebacker.
I see Joe Powell coming off the bottom of the pile. I didn't know if Joe was going to be playing tonight or not. He's kind of had a neck stinger, but he's in there right now. A gain of maybe 1 on the play, and we'll call it.
Second long. 21.
Third down and 21.
Third 21, that's right.
No gain on the play. Ball spotted on the 26-yard line. All right, we have twin receivers to this side, still in the double wing. Harris is down. Here is waiting on the snap. He's going to keep the ball on the option. Here he comes to this side, and good hit in there. Derek McGee steps in, and the ball is on the ground, but I think the official is going to say he was down by contact, ground forced to fumble.
A little bit of running room there, but Derek closed quickly from his strong safety position and made a real good open field tackle. He stuck his head in there and wrapped him up good, and very little gain. So,
well, Charlie, we do have quite a bit of speed in our secondary, and really on defense overall.
Derek played back there last year in a cornerback, moved him to safety this year, and I like the way he looks at safety.
Nacogdoches is back in the deep punt formation, and they've got a wide receiver over the far side, but he doesn't see him. We didn't pick him up, and the ball is off the side of his foot. It's going to go out of bounds. Hits Coach Alexander, look like, about the 48-yard line of the Lions.
Ooh, we didn't cover the wide receiver that time.
I tell you what, you bet their coaches picked that up, and they'll be looking for that. What happened is they sent one receiver over the far side of their sideline and to go down the punt coverage, and we didn't see him, and luckily their punter didn't either because he would have been wide open. But anyway, the Lions ball, 1st and 10, 7:01 to go in the first quarter. Ball spotted on the Lions' own 43-yard line.
And we gained a few yards on that punt exchange. Of course, they're kicking into the wind.
Now we're in the true wing. Page, Brown in the backfield. Adams now going back to pass. He has Jake Poole out there, but it's going to be overthrown. Has a little too much that time as Jake Poole, a sophomore tight end, went out in the flat on the far side as the Lions trying to air it out a little bit.
Yeah, we need to complete a few passes to make people realize that we can throw and catch a football, and we can. We just got to get the right time. And Coach Alexander, after not making anything on making 4 yards on the first series, we're going to throw on first down. So 2nd and 10.
Adams under center now. We have Cody Cure and Brian Brown in the backfield. Costello is the wing to this side. Looking around, here's a snap, pitch back to Cure. Cure is going to be hit at the line of scrimmage that time. The ball, no, I thought it was on the ground, but it's not. As one of the interior linemen.
Boy, I tell you, that number 91 just stacked it up in there before we ever got started. I tell you, he got penetration, and Cody had nowhere to go.
91 is the fine defensive tackle, number 91, Sebastian Porter, 5'8", 225-pound senior. So it brings up 3rd down and 10 now for the Lions. Kenny Williams going to the far side. Cure and Brown in the backfield. Adams under center, dropping back to pass. There's the hitch, and there's the go down to Williams on the far side, and it's going to be just overthrown again. As that's kind of the play that Robbie Lee ran against us last week, Charlie.
Yeah, a little out and go, and at least it wasn't underthrown. He's getting the ball out there. Incomplete, though, so we will be kicking away, but we have 6:13 left in the first quarter. We do have the wind at our back, so with a good snap and a good punt, we could put him back there pretty deep this time.
Shannon Cox back to punt now. Fowler, I believe, back in deep to receive that punt. Nope, that's Earl Morris. Ball's going to be off to the side to the 20-yard line, down to the 15, still rolling, down to the 14, down to the 13, where Josh Hardy touches it and kills it. So Lions gain a little field position.
Yeah, we're going to play some defense now because we got a little field position, and we got to take advantage of this wind behind us because with 6:02 left in the first quarter, the second quarter we won't have it. And there's enough wind up there that sheets of rain is going from left to right. That's north to south.
It's really coming.
There is some wind up there.
Yeah, it's coming down. I'm glad we didn't open this window right now because we'd probably be deluged because it is really coming down here at the stadium right now. But we're expecting this off and on rain because of the tropical storm coming on the coast today. Here we go back to action now. Harris, quarterback in the double wing. Have the man split to the far side over there.
We need a fumble. Nacogdoches has a 7-0 lead here. We need to get the football back down here.
Long count. And the quarterback keeping the ball on the option, and he's going to be grabbed in there on a great tackle. Justin Jackson, I believe, coming up from his free safety position, playing the run all the way. Stops Harris.
Good job there by the defense to stop that option. He made a fake inside and kept it outside, and so far we've done a real good job on the option.
2nd down and 9 now. 1 yard on the pickup, and 5:40 to go here in the first quarter. If you just joined us, the Dragons are leading 7-0 on a 71-yard touchdown pass from their quarterback to the receiver, Hannah. Up to the line of scrimmage now. Rico Harris, the quarterback for the Dragons. Double wing formation. And he pitches the ball to the outside.
Nearly got
a fumble as the ball was pitched behind the running back on that far side, and Scott Goodman from his defensive end makes a great play.
Well, that ball was pitched a little bit behind him. The guy did a good job to reach up and gain control of it, but Scott was right there going for a good loss. So good defensive play there by Scott, and it will be third and about 13 here. Ball on the 10-yard line.
Ball on the 10-yard line, so the defense has got them backed up now. Isaiah Allen, Brett Mitchell, the 2 tackles. Anthony and Goodwin at the ends. Twin receivers to this side for the Golden Dragons. Just a down the line, midline option as a quarterback on the keeper keeps up about 3 yards out to about the 15-yard line. Actually going to be a 5-yard game, looks like, but it's still going to put the Dragons in a punting situation.
All 3 linebackers, John Poole, McGinnis, and Joe Powell were there to secure the tackle on the quarterback before he ever got going. That's Patrick McGinnis playing one of the linebackers tonight.
Charlie, we got the receivers covered this time.
Good.
Brian Brown and Derek Coleman back, I believe, to catch the punt. Good snap. Not much of a rush. Gets it off. Kind of a wobbly punt coming down to the 50. Brian Brown's going to let it go. It's going to roll to the 40, 30, 39-yard line, where the Lions will take over first and 10 with 4:01 to go here in the first quarter. On their third possession of the night, I believe, and 39-yard line. They're on.
Boy, I'd like to see us fill that punt like that. It wouldn't kick very high. And anytime that ball hits the ground and rolls, we lost at least 25 yards by not filling the punt.
Travis Adams coming into the ball game now. Lions in their royal blue helmets, blue jerseys, and blue pants. They've got some new white pants, but didn't wear them tonight because of the weather conditions. Here we go in the traditional wing. Adams at quarterback. Page and Brown. Adams dropping back to pass. That's Brown in the flat, wide open on the far side. He has it at the 45 out to the 50-yard line, to the 49-yard line. And let's see, there was a fumble, I believe, late in the play. And let's see what they're going to call it, Charlie, as everybody's getting off. I think Henderson retained possession, and it's going to be our first down of the night.
Yes, it was. Nice play action pass. Brian Brown coming out of the backfield, and Travis Adams made a good fake and laid out there, and he caught the ball and ran for about 3 more yards and picked up the first down. 3:50 here left in the first quarter.
12-yard pickup on that play. First and 10 now from the Dragons 49. Yeah, Fred Bowens and Bo Page in the backfield. Kenny Williams at the wing. And here's a sweep coming to this side. Fred Bowens, he can get a block. He got one block. He can turn the corner. Oh, and now they're going to throw the flag. Oh, goodness. That's got to be blocking below the waist is the only thing they could call on that, Charlie. The referee's coming over talking to the judge. Coach Alexander's also talking to the official on this side. Holding. Well, holding is going to be the call that time as we had the sweep set up. As Fred Bowens came to this side on the sweep.
Well, that's tough because we had a good play. Nacogdoches played it pretty well. Had some people out here, but Fred used a little burst of speed to get to the outside. But one of the backs in front of him, I suppose, looked like leading the play there. Must have grabbed a hold of something. And
Mr. Mayfield voicing his disapproval on the sideline to the official as I was looking right at it. It looked like if there's going to be anything, it would be blocking below the waist maybe, but they're going to call a hold. It's going to march us back to the 41-yard line.
It'll be something to look at next Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday night on Channel 10.
And we forgot to mention Cable 10, TCA Cable Channel 10.
And Ronnie Powell will give us a good close-up of that.
Right.
We'll know for sure next week where he held or not.
Okie-doke. First down and 20 now. Page and Bowens again in the backfield. Costello to the wing to this side. Adams under center. Hands off in the middle to Bo Page. Page out to about the 45-yard line. Pick up of maybe 4 yards on the play if we're generous.
A little quick trap in there is Sabella and Corky Sears playing the guard tonight. Had a little trap and a little daylight for a while, but it closed up pretty quick. The linebacker closed it up for Nacogdoches as Nacogdoches is playing pretty good defense right now.
Kenny Williams coming in now at the wing. He'll be wing to the far side. We're in the traditional, little bit of the offset eye. Bowens and Page, and here's the pitch to Bowens. And that time, Charlie trying to run the sweep. He cuts back to the inside. Oh, he could get loose.
Well, they had great pursuit over there, and he liked the guy that got loose from it as they just flew the football. Once that ball was pitched, the whole 11 white-shirted Dragons just went for the ball, and Bowens kind of stopped and tried to come back toward the press box side, and nearly got loose.
That's the quick pitch sweep that we really hurt them against, hurt them last year with, and that time they read it perfectly and stopped Fred there. And instead, Fred cut back but couldn't quite get to the green grass on this side. 3rd down and 16 now. Ball on the 45. We'll call it no gain on the play. Kenny Williams split to this side. Also Mr. Coleman. Adams dropping back to pass. Has good protection. Throwing in the flat over here, and it's going to be complete to number 8. That's Derek Coleman, I believe. And gain on the play, but it's not going to be enough for the 1st down.
Little spread action. Got him out of the pocket there. Had plenty of time to throw. Good throw, but we picked
Drew
up.
Coleman. I call him Derek. It's Drew Coleman.
Drew Coleman.
Make sure I got his name. 3rd, let's see, it's going to be 4th down and about 7, looks like. Shannon Cox going back into deep punt formation. Again, a penalty killed that drive for us, Charlie.
Yeah, we picked up about 9 yards on that play, but it wasn't enough, as we will be kicking with 1:38 with the wind behind us.
Waiting for the snap. Good snap. Not much of a rush. The punt is off. Gets up into the wind. Going down. Lands on the 5-yard line. Is going to roll into the end zone. Josh Hardy on a great effort trying to get it there along with Scott Goodwin, but the Dragons will take over 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. 1:24 to go here in the 1st quarter. If you just joined us, it is raining. It seems like it slacked off a little bit. Our score is Nacogdoches 7, the Lions 0. As a big play to begin the ball game for the Dragons. They went 71 yards on a touchdown pass.
Josh Hardy was the first one down. He snapped it on deep snap and did a good job, and he nearly got the ball full in the end zone, but comes out of the touchback.
All right, back to action now. There's a fumble on the play, and Dragon quarterback, number 7, I believe that's going to be the backup quarterback, Brandon Norton. And the ball was blown dead and got a flag on the play, Charlie. I don't know what happened there. 5-yard penalty going to be marked off against the Dragons back to the 15-yard line. As I never did see a signal by Mr. Terry Edwards. But anyway, it's 1st and 15 now. And Norton, 5'11", 150-pound senior in at quarterback now, replacing Rico Harris. The double wing. So just looking around. There's movement again. The right guard for Nacogdoches jumped. Flags go down again, and they'll mark off another 5. All righty. 5-yard penalty. Now it's going to be 1st and 20 for the Dragons. They're backing themselves up. They're back on their own 10-yard line.
Be a good time for a fumble, Mike.
Well, we could use a fumble. We're negative in the turnover ratio right now.
We're due one.
Here's a snap. The option play to the far side. Quarterback's got the ball now. He's looking to throw, but he's going to be sacked in there on the far side by, I believe that's John Poole.
Good coverage. That's a coverage sack.
And
Redwine had him covered all the way down the right sideline.
You know, Coach Mike Owens of Tyler Lee paid us a good compliment as their great quarterback was held to 41 yards passing, and he said in the Tyler paper, one of the reasons was the fact that the Henderson secondary had their receivers covered so well.
They sure did.
Another loss on the play. The ball is going to be spotted near the 6-yard line. 2nd down and 24 now. Back out of the huddle. The double wing, man in motion. Hands off to the dive back in there, and he's hitting right there at the line of scrimmage for no gain, looks like.
Good job. The defensive tackles and linebackers really closed it down in there. I tell you,
John Poole
knows where to go.
And a timeout is going to be charged to the Lions. We'll just keep it right here because they've been taking some 30-second timeouts on us.
Have an idea, Mike. The reason you call timeout right then with 31 seconds. Now, I think you'll probably see another one here in just a minute because, you know, they got one more play to run, then have to kick the football. And I know they're thinking they would like for them to kick that ball into the wind one more time.
Backed up on the 6-yard line, that would be the perfect scenario. Get a short punt, give us good field position to go into the wind. Again, it's raining here at Lions Stadium, but still a good crowd of people on hand for a very dismal night.
Defensive ball game, that one big play. In case you tuned in late, Nacogdoches struck early on a little option pass on the first series and got behind their secondary and ran for it wasn't a very long pass, about a 10-yard
pass and covered 71 yards total.
Ran about 60 yards, didn't he?
But we had played the option that time, and we'd kind of sucked into the middle, and he threw it over our heads in the foot race, and Nacogdoches won. And now let's see, back to action again. 31 seconds to go here in the first quarter. It'll be 3rd down and 22. Ball spotted on the 8-yard line, the scoreboard says, of Nacogdoches. Backed up in their own territory. Have a man split to the far side. Double wing formation. Had been in the wishbone all night. Man in motion. He pulls the ball, keeps it. Here's the pitch to the far side. Oh, again, that ball was bobbled. But great defensive play that time.
Patrick McGinnis
come in there. And again, the line's going to call timeout, but this can be a short timeout, and we'll just keep it right here.
Well, we came close to getting that one, I tell you. We're going to get one here in a minute. And we're going to need one, too. We trail 7-0, so...
The referees had to stop the clock there as it kept on running, so I believe this is a timeout. Now, they may ask for time to be put back on the clock. As they're talking to Coach Dennis Alexander over here. He's got something he wants to, he's saying puts time back on the clock as we call the timeout, and the clock kept running. And I believe he's saying put 19 seconds on there.
There we go.
There we go, 19 seconds up there. As yeah, he said put more up there. We'll take all we can get. We're behind 7-0.
Like he wants
22 seconds, I think. So he's putting 2-2 up there. There we go. 22 seconds put up there. Has 22 seconds left to go in the quarter. Nacogdoches now on their own 5-yard line, backed up deep in their own territory. Let's see if the Lions go for the return or for the block punt. We have 2 men back, that being Drew Coleman and Brian Brown.
I tell you, they're in tight. I'd like to see us get a return here. I believe we can.
We may be going to play the return here.
Hold people up and get a return.
Yep, we're going for the return.
Catch that ball.
Wobbly kick, and he's going to fair catch it. And
32-yard line.
32-yard line is Drew Coleman. The sophomore stepped up. And the Lions are gradually gaining field position, Charlie, but we need I
believe Joe Powell kind of re-entered that stinger.
Yeah, he's had a stinger, and he's coming off the field on his own power, and he was injured going into the ball game. So the Lions take over 16 seconds now to go in the game. And not the game, but the first quarter. Ball spotted on the 32-yard line of the Dragons. Lions out of the huddle. Coleman to this side in the wing. Page and Brown in the backfield. Adams under center. He takes the snap. Now he's dropping back to pass. And he's going to be rushed, and he's going to be sacked in there as the Dragons front four. That was a defensive coverage that time. The secondary had us well covered, and a flag is on the field, so let's see what happens. That's going to stop the clock, though, with 9 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Well, that flag was thrown, Mike. It's usually offensive holding. That's exactly what he just signaled. So he'll probably take the play because we had a big loss, and they'll probably just take the play right there.
But the coaches on the far side are saying decline the holding against Henderson decline.
9 seconds left here. We're trying to use that win and get one up and throw with the football here in the first quarter. This is probably the last play of the first quarter.
Clock's trying to wind the clock. Now they're trying to start. And on the Lions to get out of the huddle.
No, we won't get a play off. That's going to be it.
That's going to be the end of the first quarter. Our score, Nacogdoches 7, Henderson 0. We'll be back after this commercial timeout. And welcome back to Lions Stadium as we begin the second quarter. Lions ball on their own 40-yard line, second down and 19. Kenny Williams split to the far side, Coleman to this side. Page and Bowens in the backfield, and here's the pitch to Bo Page. He turns around the corner. He's down to the 35. The ball is on the ground, but I believe the Lions come up with it. And the ball will be spotted near the Dragon 36-yard line, I believe. So to bring up third down.
Still going to like about 14 yards. Not that loss a while ago.
Charlie, I wouldn't be surprised if we're not in four-down territory now with it raining like this. We've got Nacogdoches backed up. Chris Redwine coming into the game. Lions need a big play.
Yeah, I think it all depends on what we do right here. You know, sometimes you want to kick them back there deep, and sometimes you don't. It all depends on how much you like on fourth down. We don't make this first.
Page and Brown in the backfield. Redwine, Williams split. Adams back to pass. There's a screen pass it up to the side, but they had that snuffed out all the way.
Good job by the Dragon there as he played the screen all the way. It was complete to Brian Brown, but there wasn't any place to go. Brian said, get the ball to me quicker, but he couldn't. The ball got there just right. They just made a good play.
Yeah, that's a play we have run successful in our scrimmages and last week against the lead team, and they had that one diagnosed all the way as they dropped the defensive end, Andrew Hurst, back into pass coverage.
Anytime you have third and long, you won't think draw and screen. They did a good job of playing the screen that time.
Shannon Cox now standing on his own 50-yard line, punting into the wind. Low snap, but he picks it up. A high kick, spiral, going down, hits on the 10, going down to the 5-yard line, and it's going to be down there as Josh Hardy and Brian Brown and Jeremy Coslow.
Josh touched it inside the 5, so we're going to make them set up shop. Even though with the wind to their back, they'll be inside the 5. So good job there by Shannon Cox.
And Charlie, right here's where we need that turnover.
Yes, we do. Shannon did a much better job tonight of kicking the ball a little bit higher. Last week he got his foot in the ball, but it was pretty much of a line drive. But tonight he's really getting the ball up high and giving our coverage time to get down there.
10:25 to go here in the second quarter. Ball spotted on the Dragon 3-yard line. They're backed up now. And let's see, they're in the Harris back in at quarterback. In the double slot or double wing. Man in motion. Harris is going to keep the ball. He's looking at the pitch. Got the pitch man out there on the far side. And Drew Coleman comes up and tackles Morris, I believe, after a short gain.
Yeah, not a bad play for Nacogdoches. I tell you, they run an option so well. They're not afraid to pitch anywhere. And he went to his left and pitched with his left hand that time and got him about 4 or 5 yards, Mike.
Earl Morris, a 6-foot, 152-pound sophomore on that carry. But, you know, with the wet conditions, Charlie, the percentages say if you pitch that ball enough, you'll ought to lay it on the ground.
I keep thinking that.
We keep thinking it.
We've come close a couple of times, but...
Second down and 6. Wide receivers to both sides of the field. Here's a snap.
A little reverse.
A little reverse coming back, and the runner's going to slip down. And Scott Goodwin also comes in and makes the tackle, and we've got a flag on the play. And, Charlie, where that's going to be at, that could be a holding penalty. Holding it is against the Golden Dragons.
Sure was. It wasn't much of a play, but since they was the third and short, I'm sure we'll take that and move them on back.
Ball spotted near the 9-yard line right now. They're discussing with our captains, and our coaches on the field have said back them up half the distance to the goal.
Yeah, anytime you don't want to give them 3rd and 4 when you can move them back there half inside that 10-yard line, around the 4-yard line. So that puts a lot of pressure on the offense down there. So
holding is the call here to come there. Ball spotted near the 5-yard line. Dragons out of the huddle in that double slot or double wing. Quarterback Harris is under. Man in motion. He's going to keep dropping back to pass. Here's the pass down the side. Redwine is out there, and the coverage, and the pass is incomplete. But Charlie got a flag on the field, and that was thrown by the judge on this side. So that's got to be either an offside penalty, got a man in motion against the Dragons.
Right. The way that ball was thrown, I thought Chris Redwine might have a good chance for interception, but he laid the ball out there pretty good, and the receiver did a good job of keeping Redwine off of it. So the ball fell incomplete. I was hoping we could go in there and pick one of those off, but it's one-on-one out there. But we did a good job, and we had him covered all the way. So we'll refuse that penalty and make it 3rd down. So with 9:28 to go in the second quarter, the Lions trailing 7-0. The Dragons will have 3rd and 10.
3rd down and 10, clock running. No, not running because there's an incomplete pass. 9:28 to go here. Dragons out of the huddle. They have wide receivers split to this side of the field. Harris is under. 3rd down and 10, man in motion. He's dropping back to pass again, looking for a man on the outside. Oh, no! Almost picked off and returned to the end zone by Drew Coleman, Charlie.
Was that Drew?
That was number 8, Drew Coleman.
Golly, you got to catch that ball, Drew. That's 6 points. Great job of getting there, but just hang on to it.
That ball, again, quarterback Harris dropped back to pass, had the receiver out of the backfield, going out in the flat on the far side, and he threw it. And Drew Coleman came in almost picked. He got his hands on it, but dropped it. But we'll force the Dragons into a punting situation.
There goes a wide receiver in motion going off the field. He ran from one side to the other.
On our side of the ball.
Yeah.
Here's a snap into the end zone to the punter. No rush. Lines up.
Get away.
Get away. Get away. Get away. Get away. Get away.
Oh,
Ball's going to go out of bounds.
We're going to get real good field position there inside the 30. Come on down a little bit more.
We'll keep
right there.
Right
24-yard line.
24-yard line. Charlie, we got to take advantage of this field position this time.
We've got to. Good job by the defense. I tell you, as the fans on the Henderson side, they're hooping and hollering for the defense. They should be, because that was an excellent defensive stand there. Those are kind of stands that win ball games for you and get the football back. Now it's up to the offense to take that thing in the end zone.
All right, ball spotted on their 24-yard line, 1st and 10. Adams under center. We're in the offset eye. Brown and Page in the backfield. Pitch back to Brown, and he fumbles the football, and it's on the ground. I believe the Dragons are going to come up with it.
Well, that's not the way to get the ball in the end zone, by fumbling the snap on the pitch.
Lions headed 1st and 10 from their Dragons 24-yard line, and on the first play tried to run the sweep to this side, to the short side of the field, and Brian Brown just bobbled the pitch, and the Lions have a turnover, and that's what killed them last week, Charlie. It especially hurts when you get down in Dragon territory.
We're in a 4-down zone. When you start on the 24-yard line, you got 4 downs to go. You've got to make something happen.
And let's see, we're going to have a timeout charge to the Dragons, but we're just going to keep it right here because I think it's going to be a short timeout. And, gosh, Charlie, we just got to take advantage of those situations.
Oh, man, I tell you, that drives coaches crazy right there. I tell you, you know, your defense does a great job of holding them and get the ball back for you. And those just a real simple pitch play. All we got to do is just we never secured the football. That's the bad part about it. That wasn't caused by a fumble. That's just because we probably took his eye off the ball and went right through his hands.
Looking for the hole. And anyway, Lions head 1st and 10 on the 24, but they fumble, and the Dragons recover. And Charlie, the Dragons owe us some favors here, I think. They've got to put the ball on the ground. Let's see if they'll. I think they did a while ago, but they recovered their own fumble.
Yeah.
That's what we've been forcing the fumbles on defense. Now let's see, out of the huddle. In the double slot, Harris is the quarterback. And there he fumbles the ball, but he recovers his own fumble, I believe, or does he?
Yeah,
his knee's going to be on the ground.
Yeah, he fell on his own fumble there. You know, it's been one play so far. That's a long pass that Nacogdoches threw early. You know, we down here in scoring position, looking at field goal for sure. You know, with if we don't make a first down, but on first down when you do, it's really disheartening.
8:48 to go here in the first half. Clock running. The Dragons lead 7-0. Double slot. Got a man split to this side. Harris under. No, Brandon under. Hands off to the short man, the fullback Rogers. And he's hit at the line of scrimmage for no gain, looks like.
No, a good job in there. I tell you, our 2 defensive tackles and linebackers and secondary really playing a run awfully well in there.
Going to bring up 3rd down and 10 now.
We got John Pooh playing middle linebacker this week, and he was right there when the ball was handed off, along with Brett Mitchell and Isaiah Allen, and he had nowhere to go.
Brandon Norton now in at quarterback. They're alternating quarterback every 2 series, I believe. Has Rogers and Bennett in the backfield with him, along with Morris. They got motion in the backfield, and they're going to call it. He's passing, got a man wide open.
That's the one they scored on a while ago.
That's the one they scored on.
Got behind us again.
But that time, Charlie, the man on this side jumped before the play, and all that's going to come back.
That time had a different receiver coming out, but he got behind our secondary, and the ball was thrown him in the numbers and bounced off. Thank goodness they had a man in motion. It wouldn't have mattered, but because he dropped the football. But you don't like to see that. People get behind you.
Motion against the Dragons. That'll back them up, I think. Charlie, that's a play they scored on last year, isn't it? You know, a couple of times that they did the same, had the man coming out of the backfield like that late in the game and scored on us.
I think so.
Anyway, the penalty is going to be declined, which will bring up 4th down and 10 because it was an incomplete pass. And Drew Coleman now will go back in deep punt formation, and the Lions may stack the line of scrimmage with 10 people and come after the punt this time. Now Brian Brown drops off. Coach Alexander says, nope, we're going. All right, don't hit the punter if you don't touch the ball. They break through and don't get it.
Good kick.
Good kick this time. Coleman at the 8-yard line, and he's going to slip down as the field Charlie, the field is really, the turf is holding real good, but the grass is wet.
Right. That was a good punt. Of course, he had the wind behind him, and a good job by Drew catching the ball, secured it, and he tried to cut it and just slipped right there. So good punt with no return with a 7:38 here to go in the half. We get the football back. We trail 7-0, so let's see if we can get something going this time offensively.
All right. Ball on the, actually it's on the 33. The scoreboard says 34, but I think it's more like the 33. Adams under center, Coslow at the wing, Brown and Page in the backfield.
Oh, good
Brian
tackle.
Brown hit immediately at the line of scrimmage. Looked like he had a hole there, but look, the linebacker filled that gap real quickly.
Real quick.
And, or was that the safety? That might have been the safety that came up that time. Number 2, as he's holding his shoulder a little bit.
They're playing the run awfully quick, too,
Yeah.
like we did. We hadn't been able to get behind them. We tried to get behind them a while ago, but never did.
Clinton Decker, the strong safety, come up to fill that hole that time. No gain on the play. Second down and 10. Adams under center again. Hands off to Brown in the middle. He's up to about the 37-yard line. Be a gain of about 3 on the play.
Nacogdoches is playing real good defense right now. We're getting a little movement up front, but the linebackers in the secondary are doing a real good job of converging to the football and also doing a real good job of tackling when they get there.
That's one of the things our scouts had said when they saw them in the Chapel Hill scrimmage and last week, that they thought the Dragons were playing better defense this year than they had seen them in the past years.
They're making the play when they get to it.
Charlie, let's see what happens here. We may have a little pass play on. Kenny Williams on the far side in the wing. Yep, here's the fake. He's out of the backfield, thrown into coverage, and it's going to be intercepted. Oh, man. That time there was 4 gold helmets around the 1 blue helmet, and Charlie, again, that was a play that we scored on last year twice.
Yeah, we heard them last year, but that time Williams didn't get out. And when Travis looked up, there's all kind of white shirts around, and he just threw the ball up for grabs in there, and you can't do that because they had us outnumbered about 4-1.
Charlie, we did have a man that came out of the backfield on the far side over there, but he was in the flat. Nobody, I don't think Adams saw him. But anyway, Dragons ball, 1st and 10 from the line, 47-yard line. Let's see, Harrison at quarterback now, I believe, under center. Now he comes down the line, has the option, and is going to be almost tackled in the backfield, breaks out, and then it's going to be hit by Derek McGee and several other lines for a short gain.
Scott Goodwin had him, but let him go, didn't wrap him up, and he bounced off, and
Drew Coleman and Charlie Bagley also in there, and quarterback Harris is still down on the field right now. Finally, the referee sees him, and he's going to call an official's timeout, and we'll just keep it right here. As might have just had the wind knocked out of him, but Charlie, again, the story kind of like last week. Turnovers are killing the Lions right now.
Well, I tell you, that's 2 possessions in a row where we're just giving the football up. One on a fumble and one on a pass interception, and it's just something that you guard against, you work on it, but when they get out there, it still happens sometimes, and it really happened at a bad time a while ago when we were on the 24-yard line going in, and never a good time.
But Charlie,
sometimes the worst, you know.
But Nacogdoches is fumbling too, but they're just recovering their own fumbles.
Yeah, they are, but they're not laying the ball on the ground like we are. They're just a little kind of a bobble, more or less, and they're fumbling the staff from center, but the backs hadn't really been hit and fumbled yet. And
Harris is up, and he's walking off the field on his own power. So that's a good sign. So that's going to bring on Brandon Norton, the backup quarterback, and he's a 5'11", 150-pound senior, and according to our scouts, he may be the better quarterback of the 2. He may not can throw the ball quite as well. Ball spotted down the 45, 2nd down and 8 for the Dragons. Out of the huddle now in that double slot that they run. Morrison Bennett in the backfield along with Rogers. There's a pitch to the far side, and he's got some open grass, and finally brought down on the far side over there near the 35-yard line after about a 10-yard gain is Morris.
Boy, I tell you, they did a good job. Those backs came out of the backfield, and one of them rolled Justin Jackson on the ground that time, and that's why he had so much room to run, because our contain was not there. It was blocked down. Good job of blocking by the Dragons.
5:34 to go here in the second quarter. Dragons on the move. They got it 1st and 10 from the line 34. Hannah comes to this side. Covered over here by Chris Redwine. There's movement and no flags. And we're coming down with down line option now, going deep in the backfield, and we're going to have him, but let him go. But we're still going to get him for no gain that time as Charlie Bagley almost had him for a big loss.
Had him by the fingertips, but he just got away from him. Nearly got there. Charlie, playing one of the linebackers, shot through and was there to make the play, but just a little bit too severe angle and couldn't quite get a hold of it.
We're going to call it a pickup of 1, be 2nd down and 9 now from the 34-yard line of the Lions. Dragons have the ball, 4:47 to go, clock counting here in the first half. Dragons lead 7-0.
And they're in the 4-down zone, too. If we don't send them back.
Norton under center. Man in motion. Here goes the option this side. He's going to pitch a ball, and again, they get a good block on the far side. That's Fowler breaking out for nearly a 9-yard gain, going to be close to the first down.
They sure did. I tell you, they're doing a good job. I just, we have no contain on that split inside over there as they're driving off and blocking us down. And
also great blocking on the Nacogdoches backs out there in the open field.
They did an excellent job of blocking.
They're going to spot the ball near the 29-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down in inches.
That was a big play right there. It's 3rd and inches now. They're in the 4-down zones. They got.
Let's see if they tilt for the big play right here. Quarterback taking the ball is on the ground. The running back Rogers picks it up. And it's going to be for about a 1-yard loss, which is going to make it a 4th down and 1. But again, the Dragons put it on the ground and come up with their own fumble.
Yeah, just they fumbled the snap more than anything else right there. So they still got. They only like about a yard or 2 for a 1st down, so they're going to go for it. And I'm sure they're going to run that option again over there to the left.
Charlie, this quick announcement, the drill team, the band all have been dismissed, and I think the parents may pick them up at the band hall. We want to get that in. The drill team, pep squad, and all have been dismissed. Parents may pick them up at the band hall. 4th down and about a yard here. Harris back into the game. There's a snap, quarterback sneak, and the initial surge, I think, is going to push him over the needed amount for the 1st down.
Didn't like it very much, and he got a little surge there, so that's all he needed. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 now with 3:08 here in the first half.
Charlie, going to be a key time. The Lions really need to come up right now and put a defensive stand on. In a wet field and conditions like it is, you don't want to fall too far behind.
Well, I tell you, we don't want to fall any further behind than 7 points because 2 touchdowns is a lot on a field like tonight and the way this weather is. I tell you, our defense has got to rise to the occasion one more time.
22-yard line, 1st and 10. Harris under center for the Dragons. And a little cross-action play and a good defensive play that time. I believe that's going to be Charlie Bagley that will come off the bottom of the pile as he grabbed on by the ankles, assisted by several other Lions.
Yeah, Bagley was the first one there, and he held on for dear life until about 7 more Lions got there. So real good defensive play there to stop them on 1st down.
Wrap up, slow them down, wait for help to get there. Let's see, they're going to say no gain on the play, so it'll be 2nd down and 10 now. 2:29 counting in the half. Nacogdoches splits receivers wide to both sides of the field. Harris is the quarterback. Fowler, Rogers, and Morris in the backfield.
Look for him to throw right here, Mike.
And in motion to this side. Here comes the option down to this side, trying to pitch out. Going to be, put it on the ground. It's coming on, but it's going to, let's see, come to this side, but he's going to say the ball went out of bounds before anybody could get to it. But there is going to be a big loss on the play. That time they ran the down-the-line option, came to this side. The quarterback hesitated to pitch the football, pitched it, went wide, rolled out of bounds before anybody could fall on it.
Boy, boy, boy.
What
you got to do to get one?
Loss on the play back to the 25-yard line, so it's going to be about a 3rd down and 13. Nacogdoches has the win at their back, and Nacogdoches always has a good kicker. That's something they've had for years.
We've got a timeout, Mike.
Timeout, but we're just going to keep it here because they've just been taking short timeouts, and here's our situation. We've got 2:10 to go in the game, and not the game, I keep saying the game. It's the 2nd quarter. I'm sorry about that. 7-0, the Dragons lead, and Charlie, again, the Lions have kind of been their own worst enemies.
Yeah, our offense has been kind of nil, lay the ball on the ground and hadn't been able to move the ball too good when we didn't have it. Those 2 pass plays, but all we've had. The defense has spent a lot of time on the field in the first half, and they've done a real good job. Take away that 1 pass play, Nacogdoches hadn't made anything, just like we hadn't. But that 1 big play makes it 7-0, and the Lions are fighting right now to keep it at 7 because the Dragons do have the ball on 25 with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the 2nd quarter. And they got their work cut out for them, but we can't give them the big play down here, and hopefully we can make them try that field goal maybe.
Charlie, kind of reviewing that scoring play once again is in the 1st quarter. It happened at 10:52 in the first quarter, 71-yard touchdown pass. And that's been the only from quarterback Rico Harris to Hannah, the refined receiver for Nacogdoches, and that's been the only scoring hitter in the game.
Excellent call by the coaching staff from Nacogdoches. Right after a penalty, made it second. We had 2nd and 7. We jumped off sides on defense. It gave them a 2nd and 3, or long 2, and a good time to try to catch you off guard, and they did, and scored.
Back to play now. 3rd down and about 13. Harris under center. Wideouts to both sides of the field. Man in motion to this side. Now he goes to the other side. Harris on the pitch out to the far side. And, great blocking there. But flags are going to come in from everywhere. As that's going to be Morris, as he's going to go into the end zone. But Charlie Flags went out in a hurry. And I think we may have an illegal block in the back.
Well, they sure opened up real quick.
Yep. Illegal block. My bad eye saw that all the way up from up here.
I don't think any doubt about that one.
They ran the option again to the far side of the field.
What they did, they started the man in motion from the left back to the right, and then when the ball was snapped, he stopped and became a lead blocker.
And Brian Brown, who was our defensive backup link in the ball game at the time, saw it, read it, and came across the line real quick. And just about the time he was about to get to the quarterback, I believe, or the pitch man, he was pushed in the back, and that's going to back it up. Lions catch a break right there.
That's the first break we've had tonight. I tell you, we've had several go against us on those fumbles. We can't get on and so forth, but that one came at a good time with 2:01 because he did go into the end zone, but it was called back.
3rd down, and we're going to say the ball is spotted back about the 30-yard line. 3rd down and about 20 looks like. Harris looking around, maybe changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Long count. Hands off to the dive back Rogers for about 2 yards as Curtis Verner and Patrick McGinnis and Isaiah Allen in there.
Just trying to set up for a field goal kick, and the ball is going to be on about the 28, isn't it?
28, ball is following 28. He's going to set the tee down.
About 35,
That's
probably.
35, so about a 45-yard field goal with the wind now at his back.
He's just inside the 35, so about a 44 and a half yards.
Waiting for the snap. It's down on the tee. The kick is up and going deep enough, but it's a little short. Looked like he was going to make it, but didn't quite get his foot in there. So the Lions dodge a bullet right there, and they'll take over to 1:23 to go here in the first half. Our score 7-0, and
applause for the defense again, Mike. As they held them out of the end zone, did a great job there. They bent, but they didn't break, and gave up a couple of first downs, but they stopped them when they had to. So 1:23 here. Backed up, but we have the football.
Joe Powell in the ball game now, a tight end. Giovanni Fuller in a tackle. Jeremy Sears, Ken Sabella, Alfredo Gonzalez, Matt Appleton. Pitch back to Brian Brown. He's back to the line of scrimmage, and whoa, he is really met in there. That's a play, Charlie. It's kind of the cutback sweep. We've tried it several times tonight, and we just have not been successful in there.
Well, they made it so not a yard or two deep, but on the line of scrimmage that time, and then they hit Brown. He went backwards, so that's a good defensive play by Nacogdoches. Give Nacogdoches credit. They are really playing the run good and also have our passing game pretty well shut down right now.
55 seconds to go here in the first half. 2nd down and 10. Fred Bowen's in the backfield. For the wingback counter play, and that's going to go nowhere as number 91, their big tackle, sits in there and stays at home, is not influenced. That'd be Sebastian Porter, 225-pound senior. No gain on the play again. Now they're going to say a loss on the play of maybe 2 yards, brings up 3rd down and 12. 25 seconds left to go, 23.
I'm sure that with a 3rd and long here, we're just going to sit on the football and not take any chances probably and go into halftime and try to regroup.
Chris Freeman in at wing, Costello out. Page and Bowens in the backfield. 9 seconds on the clock and counting. Pitch back to Page. Page breaks over the middle, and he breaks out to about the 35-yard line to the 37-yard line. But that is going to be the end of the first half. Once again, our score is 7-0 in favor of the Golden Dragons of Nacogdoches, and neither band will be performing here at halftime, so we're going to have a lot of field time, and we'll try to do our best. But it's halftime, and we'll be back here at Lions Stadium after these commercial timeouts. Teams are coming back on the field. I think Nacogdoches had the option there, and Matt Appleton went out for Henderson. I didn't see exactly what took place, but I feel sure Nacogdoches will probably receive the football. And once again, the Lions are out on the field, and they're in their royal blue jerseys, blue pants with red trim, and their blue helmets. And
you know, at halftime, the Coach Alexander and Coach Mayfield and the offensive coaches were really talking about their blocking schemes because we didn't do a very good job of picking up the nose tackle and defensive tackles as they really shut things down. And I'm sure that they got a few things straight. Maybe we were busting some assignments or something, but we've got to do a little better job of blocking up front. And I know that the kids know that, and the coaches know that, and everybody knows that. It's easy to say, but sometimes hard to do. I just hope we can.
Charlie, we need a big play. We need a turnover or something to kind of get our...
And I don't want to wait till late in the fourth quarter to have it. I'd like to get one here early in the third quarter and tie this ball game up and then take our chances from there.
Once again, both teams are back out on the field. Nacogdoches is going through some preliminary warm-ups over there, loosening up, and the officials are back. Well, I'll tell you, there's some true loyal fans here tonight to sit in this quagmire.
A lot of umbrellas down there, but they're staying with it, I tell you.
First opening home contest tonight as Lions are opening up at home, and next week we'll be traveling down to Palestine to take on the Wildcats. Wildcats are playing Jasper tonight, and that game is being played down at Stephen F. Austin Stadium.
I bet they're glad they're not playing in Jasper because it's probably might be flooding in Jasper tonight.
Well, really, according to the National Weather Service, I think starting in Nacogdoches County and going south, there are flash flood warnings out down there because there's tropical depression. And
right.
You know, you hate to say too much because we've been in such a drought, and it really needed to rain. Like Coach Alexander said, we went about 5 months, I think, with no rain, and here, first two ball games we've had rain. But that's one of the elements, and you play in the elements. Clayton Kirschnow will kick off, and the Lions will have the wind at their back to begin the second half. Raphael Fowler back deep for the Golden Dragons. And again, they're in gold helmets, white jerseys with black numerals, and gold pants. Kind of look like Notre Dame in a way. Lions in royal blue helmets, shirts, and pants. Clayton Kirschnow teed the ball up. We're about ready to get the second half of play underway, and here is the kick. It's a deep kick to the far side. Goes
Good
back
kick.
up to Fowler down to the 10-yard line. He's coming back out, and good coverage that time as he breaks back up in the middle and gets back to about the 24-yard line.
Good job. They did a pretty good job. They blocked 2 or 3 of our guys on the ground, but we had a few that got down there. I couldn't see exactly. Maybe Joe Powell and Josh Hardy were the first one down there. It's hard to see through this window right now, Mike.
Again, it's here at the stadium, just sheets of rain. Rain is coming in, and it's coming in from the east, and we're sitting on the east side of the stadium. It's blowing up against the window. We really can't see. But now the Dragons at the 24-yard line. Harris is the quarterback. They're under center. Isaiah Allen, Brett Mitchell at tackles. Anthony Goodwin at the ends. Here's a handoff to Rogers, the dive back, I believe, over the middle to about the 32-yard line.
That's the best play they've had when they give the ball to the fullback. That time is option coming toward the short side, a press box side, and it's a pretty good hold over guard, and he gave the ball to the fullback, and he picked up a good gain. They looked like got about 7 yards.
Second down and 4, Mr. Dorsey says on the PA down there.
I think he's been a little generous.
A little generous, more like 2nd and 3, looking like
sure
from our
is.
vantage point.
He got a good 7 yards there.
Up to the line of scrimmage in the double slot again. Harris is a quarterback. Man in motion. Again, hands off to the middle man, and looked like Patrick McGinnis, linebacker, with some other line stepped in there and really plugged that hole that time.
Yeah, Patrick was one of the first ones that got to him, and about the same time in there, the 2 defensive tackles and other linebackers came in, but Patrick was the first man there. John Poole, Isaiah Allen, Brett Mitchell, Junior Anthony, all of them converged and stopped him short. He picked up about 2 yards, so let's call it 3rd and a short 1.
Nacogdoches coming with a new fullback, Andrew Garrett, that time. And now let's see, Rogers is back into the game. 3rd down and about 1. Ball spotted at their own 32-yard line. The snap, the handoff, and Rogers back in that time, he's all the way out to the 40-yard line, so he'll pick up about 5 yards and the first down.
That time the quarterback reversed out and gave it to the fullback off tackle, just the old power play, straight ahead blocking, trying to get that good short yardage, and found the crease and picked up about 4 or 5 yards for a first down. So first possession, Nacogdoches gets the first down on their first drive of the second half.
10:23 to go here in the third quarter. First and 10 for the Dragons. They're on their own 39-yard line. Harris under center. Again, they're in the double slot with Fowler and Morris and Rogers in the backfield. Under center, long count. Here's the handoff, and on the option, and the ball is on the ground. And Nacogdoches comes up with it again.
Another fumble. They got on top of it again.
Again, that time, who's the defensive player, Charlie? I missed that came across and really had Harris wrapped up. And tried to pitch the ball, and it went on the ground.
I think it's one of our linebackers. I was really looking inside the nose guard to see what Isaiah was doing that time. And
I believe it was Patrick McGinnis that came across that time.
I think it probably was.
But a loss on the play. Back to the 35-yard line. It's going to be about second down and 15.
Instead of watching the ball, I was watching the defensive inside to see what was happening that time, and I lost it. But it's a good defensive play.
Double slot, Harris under. Man in motion to this side. The quick out. There goes the quarterback with the ball. He's going to pitch it out to the far side, and it's on the ground again. It's still on the ground. And nope, what is he going to call here?
Illegal pass. Forward pass.
Illegal forward pass, I believe, is going to be the call, as they ran that option, and he pitched the ball forward instead of backwards. So that's going to be called an incomplete pass, isn't it, Charlie?
I suppose so.
I think that's what they're going to rule at.
Yeah.
Incomplete, kind of like a shuttle pass, and it was incomplete, so it's going to bring up third down and 14.
Good chance here. 9-12 still left. We got a timeout by Nacogdoches.
Now, we'll just keep it right here as at 9-12 here in the third quarter. Lions have a chance now to stop the Dragons as they have third down and 14. Again, on that play, is that down the line option type play. The quarterback Harris took the ball, went down the line, had good pressure from the inside, was trying to force the ball to the running back, but the running back had got ahead of him, and kind of like the old shuttle pass that we've used and the other teams have used that looked like a fumble, but if it falls incomplete, it's an incomplete pass.
And the rain is coming down in sheets again. It's really, I don't think it's going to slack up. If anything, it's going to stay like this or get worse. It's coming down pretty hard right now.
And a game that's kind of reminds me of another game that years ago, I wasn't even at this game, but I heard about it in 1961. I think we played Beaumont French in Beaumont when Hurricane Carla was coming on the coast, and they said it was miserable conditions down there. And again, we're in a tropical storm here tonight, although we're not quite on the coast.
Yeah, I heard, that was before I came to Henderson also.
All right, back to action here. 9-12, third quarter, 7-0. The Dragons lead. Rico Harris, the quarterback, under center. Third down and 14. Long count. Man in motion to the far side. Harris pulls the ball, trying to pitch again, cuts up into the middle, and is going to be stopped after about a 4 or 5 yard gain, which will force the Dragons into a punting situation.
Good job there. We strung him out and made him keep the football, and we gave him 3 or 4 or 5 yards there, but not enough to hurt us. And they will be kicking into the wind, so he'll be standing on about the 30-yard line, his own 30, when he kicks the football. So hopefully we can get good field position out of it.
Feel like Charlie Bagley and John Poole coming off the bottom of that pile. Punter standing on about the 28-yard line. Brian Brown and Coleman on about the 35 of us. That's a good kick. Going down, Brian catches it, and he drops the football. He picks it up and drops it again. And I believe, nope, somehow another Brian Brown came up with that football, Charlie.
I don't know how.
There was like 4 white jerseys, and Brian Brown, he had dropped the initial punt, picked it up, dropped it again, and it was a scramble for it, and it was 4 white jerseys and Brian Brown.
We were lucky there because he fumbled it twice, and we were lucky to get that one back. It did hurt our field position. It moved it back inside the 20, though.
Again, the clock keepers are letting the clock run, and the officials are waving frantically at the clock, and they finally get it stopped. Here we go, back to action. Ball spotted on about the 16-yard line. Travis Adams under. Here's a pitch back to Brian Brown. We have flags before the play. Flags all over everywhere. I think one of the Henderson linemen might have moved a little bit earlier. Illegal procedure is going to be the call against Henderson. That's going to back us up another 5.
Yeah, if they decide to take it, there was no gain. They were going to take it to back us up inside the 15. So what we hope to get good field position on end up in real poor field position.
Ball spotted now on about the, we're going to call it the 13-yard line. Be generous. 1st and 15, Lions out of the huddle. Brown and Derek Page in the backfield. Adams under center, wing to this side, being Chris Freeman. Pitch back to Bo on the far side. He breaks over the line of scrimmage out to about the 16, 17-yard line. Got back to the original line of scrimmage, pick up about 5 yards.
Good defense, so they're really flying to the ball. They're really playing us tougher than Lee did last week on defense, Mike. We did get a little push last week, but tonight we're not getting much push as they're closing the ball very quickly.
And right now, Charlie, we can't hardly see the field. It's raining so hard.
It's really coming down.
Adams under center, Brown and Page in the backfield. And Adams is going to keep the ball on the quarterback keeper, and he may get a yard out of it.
That's going to bring up 3rd and long.
7:19, 7:16, clock running. And again, it is raining so hard here at Henderson Lions Stadium, we can't hardly see out the window. I'm going to say 3rd down, and we're going to call it 9 now. Ball spotted about the 17, 18-yard line.
We're in a pretty bad position because they got us backed up, but we're not moving the ball on the ground. And we probably got to throw the football to get it any success at all, and you hate to throw them down like this, but sometimes you got to.
Adams back to pass. Here's the pass almost picked off that time. Number 2, Decker, defying strong safety, comes through, and ball is incomplete, and the Lions will be forced to punt. Sometimes, Charlie, you just got to throw that ball to make the defense loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, they're just flying the football, and we're not moving the ball on the ground at all. You hate to throw it backed up like that, but when you're having trouble running it, you got to take a chance.
Shannon Cox now, he's going to stand back about the 5-yard line. I believe it's going to be Fowler. He's going to be at his own 45, and we need a good snap. Dragons are going to come for this one, Charlie. They're all lined up on the line of scrimmage there.
Well, we're going to rough
it. The snap, low snap, bobbles it, but they back off, and he picks it up and gets a pretty good kickoff down to the 50, down to the 45. Morris picks it up and is really tackled in there as that was number 26, Jeremy Coslow, down the field. Now we get flags going everywhere. Got 2 flags.
Hopefully we'll move them back because this is the quarter we hope for good field position, and we end up kicking the ball from way down there deep.
Holding is the call against the Dragons, so they'll back up another 10.
We need a turnover right here, Mike. I'm going to call for it. I hadn't called for it yet, and we've been letting the ball roll around on the ground all night, hadn't got one, so I'm going to call for a fumble recovery on this series.
Yeah, now you've done good calling for fumbles, Charlie, because they've been there. We just haven't recovered.
That's right. I'm going to call for us to get this one.
we'll be a little bit more specific.
We're going to get
fumble recovery.
We're going to get one this series because it's time. It's 6:36 in the 3rd quarter. We're down 7-0. We've got the wind to our back. We've got to get the football.
Harris, I believe, is under center in the double slot. Man motion to this side. Hands off to the dive back, and Patrick McGinnis steps up in there and fills the gap pretty good for a short gain.
Good defense there. He gives the ball to the fullback inside in a very, very short yardage. So
Brett Mitchell also on the stop, I believe. Ball's going to be spotted about the 36-yard line. We're going to call it a gain of 2. Brings up 2nd down and 8.
Nacogdoches could play it pretty close to the vest because they got that 7-0 lead and playing good defense, but their offense is an option offense, so they're going to have to pitch it, so we need to get it this time.
Wide outs to both sides of the field for the Dragons. Double slot again. Harris under center. Man motion to this side. He's going to keep the ball this time. Going to cut it back in the middle, and we had him sacked up and bring him down after a short gain.
Quarterback kept it himself that time and was in pretty good position. No, like you say, not much gain, but a 3rd down coming up, and say 3rd and 5.
Looks like gain about maybe 3, maybe 4 at the most on the play. This time now they're changing quarterbacks in the middle of the series, I believe, or are they? Got 2 quarterbacks in there, Charlie.
Do they? Yeah, they got
7.
Okay, this might be a halfback pass in.
Somebody got.
No, he's going to be a wide receiver.
Brandon coming out at wide receiver over here. Man in motion. Out to the far side, and it's going to be overthrown. Redline on the coverage.
So with 5:13, the Dragons will be kicking again. This time we're going to put a different safety back there. Brian Brown comes back up toward the cornerback, and we're going to put Redwine and
Drew Coleman back there.
Drew Coleman. Couldn't think of Drew's name there for a minute.
Charlie, that's the first time I've seen Brandon come in. The quarterback, if I can get the right chart here turned around, quarterback Brandon Norton came in, went at a wide out that time. We'll have to watch that. Here's the snap.
Short kick.
Short kick. Get away. 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 And roll down to the 30 to the 29-yard line. So the Lions really come out no worse for wear on that turnover possessions.
With 5 minutes and 11 seconds with that win, we need to do something this time, though, because they have that win in the fourth quarter. And right now, they've been kicking into the win. We actually come out pretty good on that one, but we're going to have to get that ball across midfield here on this series. We hadn't been able to do anything since that second series of the night. Let's see if we can get something going. Get a couple of first downs here and get a little momentum going.
Page and Brown in the backfield. We're in the straight wing. Hands off to Brian Brown over the middle, and he breaks out to about the 33, 34-yard line. So
Pretty quick hitter. I couldn't talk there. Got my tongue tied up there. And a pretty good first down play. Just a quick hit up the middle, and that's not a bad first down play. Mike got about 4.
Called second and 6. Pick up a 4 yards for Brian Brown. Ball spotted on near the 33-yard line.
Cody Cure checked into the ball game. A sophomore they brought up this week. He's back there this time.
Wearing number 25. Him, Bo Page in the backfield. Adams under center. Hands off to Bo in the middle, and he's really stacked up in there, I believe, and managed to gain a couple of yards, though.
Well, it's going to be third and probably about, I don't see where they mark it, probably a long 3. Yeah, it's going to be a long 3, maybe 4.
Number 9, Zactavius Garrett, the nose guard, a 5'10", 210 senior, stacking up the middle. Third down in about 4, we'll call it. Ball spotted near the 36-yard line.
Big play right here. Need a first down bad.
Bowen's secure in the backfield. Here's the handoff.
Oh, we busted the play.
Busted play. As Travis Adams, I don't know what he was looking somewhere, but all he saw was white jerseys. And that's going to force the Lions into a punting situation as...
we don't know who made the mistake back there.
No.
Either quarterback or running backs won, but we sure busted the play. And Travis turned to pitch, and no one was there.
And really had backs going in all sorts of directions, so that was just a mess-up on everybody's part. As Shannon Cox now will come in, he'll stand at the 25-yard line. Last time he had a low snap and bobbled it. And Josh Hardy, I believe, is the center. And let's see, good snap this time. Kick is off. Good end over end, bouncing down, hitting about the 35, down to the 25. Morris picks it up and is going to be tackled in there by Josh Hardy, number 47.
Josh Hardy and John Pooh were the first 2 down there, and they made the stop there. And 3:09, this third quarter moving along, Mike, and both teams just exchanging punts, and Nacogdoches on the scoreboard, 7-0.
Charlie, one positive thing, the Lions are doing a lot better job tonight covering punts.
A lot better. Doing a lot better job of punting and also covering them.
All righty, ball spotted on the 34-yard line of the Dragons. I think Mr. Harris is back in there, Rico Harris, 6'1", 178-pound junior, and at the quarterback position. Double slot, long count, hands off to the dive back, and he stopped for maybe a yard gain. As that being James Rogers, 172-pound senior. And now they're saying a fumble, Charlie?
We got it.
All right, we didn't even see that from up here, but the
a big pile up.
Big pile up, and must have been on the handoff, and the Lions finally catch that break, Charlie.
Okay.
All right.
We got it with 3 minutes exactly in the third quarter. Now we've got to do something with it. We're just about in 4 down zone. We are in 4 down zone. We're not going to kick the football down there. We're on 36-yard line.
Rain pouring down.
Rain pouring down. We've got to find some way to scratch out some first downs.
Brian Brown, Bo Page in the backfield. Costello at the wing. There was movement for the snap.
That coming.
And I think that's going to bring it back 5 against the Lions.
The Nacogdoches ball moved on defense, and we jumped. And we can't jump on offense. They can move all they want to as long as they don't make contact. And we're having a hard time making 10 yards. Now we've got to make 15. And that takes us out of 4 down zone. So
back to the 41-yard line now of the Lions, and Cody Keir comes in. Bo Page will come out. Still first down, 2:58, and the rain is really coming down right now. Adams under center. Kieran Brown the backfield. Brian Brown with a handoff, maybe 3 yards.
Again, good defense by the Dragons. We had a little movement over there, but the Dragons closed quickly.
Garrett to their nose guard, and also 41 Andrew Hurst, defensive end, in there to make that stop.
2 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the third quarter. Plenty of time, but we need to do something this time with this football down here in their territory.
Gain of 2 yards. Page and Brown in the backfield. We're in the straight wing again. Hand off to Brian Brown, and he's hit in the backfield and going to be stopped for a loss by number 35. That'd be in their linebacker, DePromathon Lee, and a loss on the play.
Well, it just boils down to one thing, Mike. They're whipping us up front right now.
Yeah, that's really
you can talk about all you want to and draw X's and O's any way you want to, but if you don't block the people up front, you're not going to move the football. And right now, the Dragons will win the line of scrimmage.
Yep, they got penetration in the backfield that time. Adams back to, he's in the quarterback. We got Red on this side, Coleman to the far side. Here's a quick pitch sweep to Bo Page, and Page is going to be stopped in there by Andrew Hurst, the defensive end, for a loss on the play.
Well, we're going to kick it away and hope to play a little defense and play for a little better field position as the Dragons shut us down that time. Nothing good happened. Started with a penalty, and then 3 running plays that gained virtually nothing. 4th and 15.
And let's see, Shannon Cox will stand on his own 45 to punt. Earl Morris back about the 10-yard line. Here's a snap. The kick, high kick into the rain, and the lights.
Get down there. Get down there, Josh.
About the, 12-yard line?
Yeah, it looks like it's inside the 15.
15.
Inside the 15 somewhere in there.
13-yard line, we're going to call it. So the Lions fail to capitalize on the turnover by the Dragons, but again, they have them backed up deep in their own territory. 7-0 is our score. We've got 1:03 to go here in the third quarter.
Well, I tell you what, let's just score on defense.
We may
let's
have
just
to
pick up a fumble or get in. I don't think they're going to throw the football, but let's let the defense just go in there and cause a fumble and pick that little thing up and go across that goal line, and we'll score on defense. You know, a lot of ways to score on defense. So be a good time for the unit to do it. Done a great job so far.
Rico Harris again, the quarterback. Wide out to this side, man in motion to this side. Hope they got a busted play that time as he was looking for somebody. Nobody there, and whole interior of the line defense stacks them up.
Yeah, that was a busted play on their part. No gain. Clock running inside 1 minute now.
Charlie, use a timeout now with a close game or wait till the end of the game?
Well, the way that wind and rain's coming in, I'd sure think about using timeout here because, you know.
I think we're going to let it run, though. 32-31, clock running. Ball on the 13-yard line. 2nd and about 10, we'll call it. Harris under. Man in motion to this side. Here comes the option to this side. He pitches the ball, and he's going to be hit in there immediately by 22, Justin Jackson, and number 8, Drew Coleman, as Morris on the option pitched that time, and the Lions had that defense well.
Good defense. Good defense. Our defense has just played real well all night. Take away that one play, and they couldn't play a whole lot better.
Ball on the 12-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter. Our score, the Dragons 7, the Lions 0, and we'll be back with the fourth quarter after this commercial timeout. And back to Back to action here at Lions Stadium as we begin the fourth quarter. Third down, and let's see, I think they've got the
I don't know where the down box
down
is.
box. They've got things confused right there. Now they're right. Now, see, this could be third down and 20 unless we miss something. Again, the rain is really coming down here at Lions Stadium. Dragons have a third down and 11, we'll call it, and they're third down. Let's see, third down and 12, and they're on their own 11-yard line. That's the situation. Harris under center now. Man in motion this side.
Well,
And the ball is on the ground. He picks it back up, and now he breaks out, but it's going to be hit about the 15-yard line. Both teams have put it on the ground, but the Dragons a little bit more successful in picking their own up.
They're going to have to kick the football, but they do have the win in the fourth quarter. That rain is really coming down really hard. Really hard.
Fourth down, and let's call it about 8, and the wind's blowing. It's just a miserable night. Punter standing about the 3-yard line.
I wonder if he ever stepped one over his head.
We could use one right now. Perfect snap. We're going for the return. Off the side of his foot. Going to hit the 45, down to the 48, down to the 50-yard line. So the Lions will come out with good position. Field position as ball will be spotted at the Dragon 49-yard line. First and 10, 11-17 to go here in the ball game. Dragons lead 7-0. Travis Adams coming in off the into the huddle. Giovanni Fuller tackle. Jeremy Sears in there. Alfredo Gonzalez, Ken Zabella, Matt Appleton, Terrence Oliver, Jake Poole on the offensive line. Page and Brown in the backfield. Pitch back to Brown, coming to this side, and almost hit the backfield, breaks out, but he's still going to be tackled for probably
I say no gain.
No gain on the play. As Decker, that big free safety, comes flying in there for the strong safety for the tackle, along with DePromathon Lee, the linebacker.
I tell you, the Dragons have really shut us down. We have no first downs in the second half, and the defense of Nacogdoches is just playing tremendous football, and they're just flying to the ball, and we are not moving the ball at all right now.
Chris Freeman in and wing. Second down and 10.
Second down, 9.
Bo Page, again, just Nacogdoches' defense doing a great job, and they're winning the battle of the trenches right now.
Again, no movement on the line of scrimmage as the Dragons just keep a stalemate there, and we don't pick up any yards, so it's 3rd and 10.
Drew Coleman, Chris Redwine coming into the offensive set. Freeman and Poole coming out. And the rain is, what can you say? Can't hardly see the other side of the field. Adams under center, 3rd down and 10. Long count, dropping back to pass. Here's the draw play of Bo Page, and Page down to about the 46-yard line. A pick up about 4 yards on the play, but it's going to be short of the first down.
Punting team going on the field now with 9 minutes and 45 seconds. Clock running here in the fourth quarter. Still plenty of time, but the way the Nacogdoches Dragon defense is playing, it's in their favor because they are dominating the football game on the line of scrimmage right now. No other way to put it.
Facts are facts. Shannon Cox now back at his own 43-yard line. Morris standing on about the 17-yard line. Good snap. Kick is up. High kick. Morris is backing up. Ball's going to hit on the 15, down to the 10, down to the 7, down to about the 7-yard line, where Jeremy Costello touches it dead. So again, we've got the Dragons backed up in their own territory, and boy, we could use a turnover right here.
What we want to do is for them to run an option and the ball be tipped, and one of our defensive players run under it and score.
Yeah, we're writing a script up here right now. We just make it come true. 9:11 showing on the clock here in the game.
Lots of time left, but every possession it's been the same story. Nacogdoches is just playing real good sound defense right now, and we're not having any luck, but our defense is playing good too. Let's see if we can stop them again.
Harris under, double slot, wideouts to both sides of the field. Hands off the man coming back to the side, and Scott Goodwin stood his ground, and great play by Scott Goodwin for no gain.
Excellent play there. I tell you, he went nowhere. They tried a cross action, and they didn't block Scott, and Scott stood him up in the hole, and good job of holding the football with a back there because Scott really stuck him.
About a 6'1", 175-pound senior starter on last year's team. A loss of, we're going to say, maybe 1 yard back, ball near the 6-yard line. Second down and 11. Junior Anthony, Scott Goodwin at the ends, Isaiah Allen and Brett Mitchell the tackles.
Clock running with 8:37 and counting down here as Dragons call a timeout.
And we'll just keep it right here as we're at 8:34 to go in the game in this monsoon. And been a great defensive ball game. Take away one play and it'll be 0-0 as with just a minute and a half into the game. Really a minute and 8 seconds into the game on the Dragons' first possession. They hit the big play for 71 yards. A touchdown pass from Rico Harris, their quarterback, to Wesley Hanna, receiver. About a 10-yard out pass. He got behind our coverage in the foot race to the end zone, which he won. And that's the way the score has stood ever since 10:52 in the first quarter.
You know, Mike, you've seen a lot of games like this, and I have too. And usually, about the only chance you've got is to make a defensive play to, I don't think they're going to throw the football, so I wouldn't say a pass interception, but you've got to cause a fumble and catch an air or get them way down there deep, or maybe get a punt return,
Okay, wide out to the far side. Now
we'll take it any way we can get it, wouldn't we?
Two wide outs to the far side. Harris under center, second down and 11. Man in motion to this side. Harris dropping back to pass.
They did throw it.
Man over here, and good defensive
job.
play. Great defensive play that time by Justin Jackson and also Chris Redwine as they were trying to throw that same little out pattern to Earl Morris, one of their halfbacks, right halfback. Put the ball up a little bit high, and great defensive coverage by Jackson and Redwine.
Yeah, I think Redwine was all over him, but the ball was thrown so well. The guy had a chance to make a catch. He went up over Redwine, but Justin Jackson came in right at the last second and put a hard lick in there to jar it away. That'd be a good play to see next week on cable TV, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday night, Channel 10.
7 o'clock. Third down and 11 now. Wide outs both sides of the field. Harris under center. Long count. And in motion. Harris keeping the ball himself. Breaks over the middle, but Scott Goodwin is there to bring him down after about a 2-yard gain. Patrick McGinnis and also Isaiah Allen. And going to be forcing the Dragons to punt again. Charlie, I was thinking about a game back in 1985. We went over to Athens. We were about 7 or 8-0. They were like a 3-4 ball club, and it was a night just like this. And we won the game on a big play. Joe Bartlett caught a pass early in the game. We hung on to win 6-0.
I was there. I remember it very well.
All righty. Redwine and Colvin standing on about the Dragon 45 to receive the punt. The punter about the goal line. Good snap.
Catch that thing.
It's going to bounce a little bit. And Redwine picks it up. Now he drops the ball. Hold on to it.
Mike, that night over there in Athens you were talking about, I went to the concession stand at halftime. I stepped out of the stands, and I think water went to my knees. That's how much it rained.
Charlie, that time the punter punted the ball to the far side of the field. It bounced several times. Chris Redwine picked it up, and then he dropped it, and then he tried to reverse his field, dropped it again, and it was really plummeted in there by the Dragon defense. Now the Lions are backed up on their own 26.
Waited a little bit too late, Mike, before we picked the ball up. You can't wait to get on top of it.
Right. 7:42 to go here in the game. Brown and Page in the backfield. Adams under center. And off to Brian Brown. He's tiptoeing through there for about a 3 or 4 yard gain. Maybe not quite. Maybe about a 2 yard gain. Looked like the hole was going to open up for a while. Again, this defense of Nacogdoches has played real well. Garrett, the nose tackle on the stop. We're going to call it a pickup.
Wasn't much in there, I tell you.
The official standing on about the 28, so it'll be a pickup of 2. They haven't set the down marker yet. Now they are. Second down and 8. Adams under center, wing to this side. Page and Brown in the backfield. Bowen's in the backfield, and Fred comes to this side out to about the 31-yard line. Fred Bowens, number 4, with the football to the 31-yard line. So that's going to bring up about a 3rd down and 5.
3rd and 5. The clock running, 6:46 left in the ball game. Time is going to become a factor here pretty shortly. Now 6:36.
Jeremy Costello coming out of the game. Chris Freeman in. 3rd down, and we're going to call it 5. Adams under center, Bowens and Page in the backfield. Kind of the offset eye this time. Adams under center. Hands back to Fred, and Fred slips through there for about maybe 3 yards, but he's going to be short of the first down.
Again, the Lions failed to pick up the first down. It's Nacogdoches' defense has just been real tough the whole ball game. In fact, this second half, they shut us down with no first down. So now a player on the field, Mike, from Nacogdoches, is having an official's timeout as the teams run off the field to set up this fourth down. Our punting team is on the field.
And since we still have a few spots to go, let's both of you will back at the station. Play us we'll just keep it here. No, play us a 30-second spot. Let's go to a 130-second spot, and we'll be back after this commercial timeout. And the injured player off the field, that's Decker, their strong safety. And we're at a fourth down and about 3 now. The ball spotted on the 34-yard line. Shannon Cox will drop back, and he'll stand near the zone 23-yard line. I believe we have Brandon Norton back this time to receive the punt, and he is about the 34-yard line. The kick is up, a good kick. Brandon at about the 35. He switches fields. He drops back to the 30-yard line. Now he's going back even further, and he's going to be dropped for a big loss back about the 27-yard line as Joe Powell, Jake Poole.
Now we're going
to have a flag, and it's going to be against Henderson for, I believe, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Scott Goodwin was the first one down there and got a hold of him, but he swung him around and he got away from him. And Joe Powell and him came in to make the stop, but then the late flags came in, and
it's going to be a dead ball foul because Norton had caught the ball. He came to the side, backtracked, went to the other side. The Lions coverage was there. He dropped back, yielded some ground, and was tackled on about the 27-yard line. But in there, I think the Lions were celebrating a little bit. Dead ball foul. Referee says. And he's yet to give the signal. Personal foul against the Henderson Lions. That'll be a 15-yard penalty. That'll bring the ball out to about, let's see, they're stepping it off all the way out to the 42-yard line. So we'll go from the 27 to the 42 on that 15-yard penalty, personal foul against the Lions. First down and 10 for the Dragons. 5:39 to go here in the ball game. Dragons have the ball, double slot. Harris hands off in the middle to the dive back, and he's going to pick up about maybe 3 yards.
Not a bad first down play with 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the ball game here as they're trying to just run off that clock.
Justin Jackson, Scott Goodwin, I think, along with the tackle. Second down, we're going to say a pickup of 3. It's going to be second down and 7. Ball spotted on the Dragon 47-yard line. They pick up a 4 on the play. Wide outs to both sides of the field.
Second down, 6.
Harris under center, man in motion. Keeps the ball himself on the quarterback keeper. He's to the 50, to the 45, down to the 40-yard line of Henderson before he's finally brought down in there. The option play that time for the first down for the Dragons.
That was the best running play they've had in a long, probably the best running play all night. He came at a good time with 4:54 stopping the clock, and he moves into Lion territory. And our defense has done a real good job of stopping the option all night. But that time the quarterback was loose and picked up a good yardage.
Ball spotted on the Lion 39-yard line. Norton in the ball game is a wide out. He goes to the far side. Harris under center. Harris hands off to the fullback, Rogers, and a gain of maybe 2 or 3 yards. John Poole in there on the initial contact.
Not much running room there as the Lions have really played a lot of defensive plays tonight. They hadn't run many plays offensively, and the defense has been on that field a lot. I think they're probably beginning to get a little tired now.
Pick up a 4 on the play. It's going to be second down and 6, 4:16 counting. Wide outs to both sides of the field. Harris under center. Man in motion. Harris pulls the ball, keeps the ball, same play, and he's down to the 20-yard line before he's finally brought down in there by number 10, Chris Redwine.
Well, I tell you, they found a little spot over there, and he's taking the ball out. Instead of going out wide, he's just cutting right back up the middle there, and that's twice. He's really done a good job on that option play, and the linebacker's not filling, and there's a big hole there.
15-yard pickup and a first down. Ball spotted on the 20-yard line, 3:55 to go. Dragons lead 7-0.
That's the first time anybody's made 2 first downs in a row all night.
Rico Harris, the quarterback, under center. Harris going to keep the ball himself again, but that time he's really get in there. I know John Poole's there. I see Scott Goodwin. Also, Chris
Redwine was the first one to come up the cornerback, and by that time several got there. We got a line down. Stop. Well, you're going to be okay.
John Poole, I believe, kind of getting up slow. 3:14 and counting. Gain of, we'll call it 1 on the play. 2nd down and 9. Ball spotted at the line, 19-yard line. Getting tight. Harris turning around, gives the ball to Garrett, the fullback, and down to maybe the 15, 16-yard line, pick up about 3 or 4 yards.
Tough running, and it took all the lines to bring him down, but Nacogdoches is doing what they have to do. They're moving the chain and keeping the ball here late in the 4th quarter, and it's going to be 3rd and about 5 probably with 2:33 clock running left in the ball game. Lions trail 7-0. Nacogdoches with the football, so right now it doesn't look too good.
Lions defense been on the field a long time here, especially in the second half. Wideouts to both sides of the field. Garrett the fullback, Harris the quarterback, and he's going to call a timeout. And I'll tell you what, we'll take a 30-second timeout. So we'll be back after this 30-second timeout. And back to Lions Stadium, 2:14 showing to go here in the game. Our score is Nacogdoches 7, Henderson 0. Score coming at 10:52 in the 1st quarter. And it's been a defensive ball game ever since. The Dragons now have the ball 3rd down and 6 on the Lions' 16-yard line.
It's going to take a minor miracle, Mike. That's 3 M's in a row, isn't it?
The rain has kind of slacked off a little bit.
It is 3rd down. If we can hold them here, we can maybe make them attempt a field goal. They've already had 1 attempt tonight, but it was a lot further back.
Wideouts to both sides of the field. Harris under quarterback. Man in motion. Pulls the ball, pitches the ball. Great blocking, but Justin Jackson makes a great play on the far side as he fought off his blocker and tackled the running back Morris for what looked like a very short gain, if any.
Well, Nacogdoches are going to try for the field goal here. Didn't make the first down with 1 minute and 55 seconds left, and the field goal kicker goes on the field. This time it won't be near as long an attempt. The ball's going to be spotted on about the, 20?
20-yard line. I believe that's number 9. That number 10 or number 9 going to kick? Number 10, Justin Malner.
30-yard attempt.
30-yard attempt. Good snap. It's down, and the kick is up, and it is good. So with 1:32 to go in the ball game, the Dragons have gone up by 10 points on a 30-yard field goal.
Nacogdoches fans and the partisan crowd over there for them behind their bench really whooping it up as they came a long ways tonight in the rain to see their Golden Dragons play the Lions, and it's going to take a major miracle now. A while ago it was a minor miracle, but it's going to take 2 scores to beat them. A while ago with 7 points, you know, you can still win the ball game with 8 points, but now it's going to take at least 2 scores. And it was 1 minute and 32 seconds. The way things have been going, well, it's going to be really hard to do.
But, Charlie, you know, one good thing, we get to play a Class 4A ball club next week after facing 3 Class 5A ball clubs. and John Tyler in the scrimmage, Robert Lee in the first game, and Nacogdoches in this game.
I tell you what, I'm ready to play one too. And I know our coaches and kids are. Hopefully they can learn from this tonight, because we did not do as good a job as the coaches had thought they would of blocking Nacogdoches.
I think that's probably really been the key to the ball game overall, is the great defensive play by the front seven of the Nacogdoches Dragons. Number 9, Doug Miller will kick off for the Dragons.
We hadn't made a first down rushing yet, Mike. Our 2 first downs came on the 3rd possession of the night, and they were both by passes, so our rushing game has been pretty nil.
Miller got the ball teed up. Here is the kick. Hits about the 35, bounce down. Fred Bowens at the 5. He's to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Breaks through out to about the 24-yard line, where he's brought down by a whole host of Dragons. So with 1:26 to go in the game, the Lions will take over with a long way to go and a short time to get there.
That says the whole thing right there. Only got 1 minute and 26 seconds, and
some substitutes coming into the game now. We have Tim Fuller, I see, coming into the ball game.
Also number 21,
Byron Garrett.
Byron Garrett,
running back. Adams under center. Pitch back to Fuller. Breaks to the outside, cuts back in, and now he breaks over a short gain on the play.
Went anywhere to go. Looking for some daylight, and went into there. Again, the Dragon defense converged on the play very quickly.
1:04, clock running here in the ball game. Dragons lead 10-0. Chris Freeman into the ball game. Jeremy Costello coming out.
Defensive ball game all the way, and the Dragons have been able to much a little offense, more than we have, enough to capture that lead.
Pitch back to Garrett, and he's going to be tripped up in the backfield. That time is number 91, their defensive tackle. He's been all over the field tonight. That's Sebastian Porter, 5'8", 225-pound senior, stopping Garrett, or Fuller or Garrett running ball for a loss. 24 seconds. That was
Garrett that time.
Right.
This might be the last play of the ball game. We're inside 25 seconds, and
14-13, Adams under center. Pitches back to Fuller. Fuller to the far side. He's about the 25, still going. He's up to the 30-yard line before he's going to be brought down in there. And that's going to be the ball game as time runs out. As our final score, the Nacogdoches Golden Dragons 10, the Henderson Lions 0.